Well, hey everybody, welcome back to 57 Flavors, and tonight we're going to do something special. With the holidays quickly approaching, Thanksgiving, Christmas, etc., we're going to go ahead and make my version of kicked up stovetop stuffing. Now, I basically stole this recipe from my grandmother. Actually, that's a bit of an exaggeration. My grandmother would start days ahead of time with and making this from scratch. Fry the ingredients, make the stuffing, and then she would fry the actual stuffing itself. Now, we have a little bit of Italian in the family, and being from Pittsburgh, I can tell you one of the main things that I miss is the food. You see, folks, the Pittsburgh is kind of like a little New York City. We've got all the little boroughs and sections. We had the Italian section, we had the Polish section, we had the German section. And a matter of fact, if you look at the Pittsburgh police badge, it is the Scottish belt that they use with a lot of the clan insignia. So a lot of history in Pittsburgh, big melting pot with the steel mills. And so some great food came out of Pittsburgh. It still does. So today we're going to do the kicked up stovetop stuffing. We're going to start out with some mushrooms. I like using the baby bellas. You can use any type of mushroom though. You can, in this case, I'm going to use fresh, but typically I do use canned, but these were on sale. This is Pennsylvania Dutchman brand, and they've got regular mushrooms, and they do have the Bella mushrooms. We're going to use, the recipe on the box calls for water, but we're going to use chicken broth. A little bit of celery, a stalk or two of celery, probably about a half an onion there. And this is the secret ingredient right here, is the Romano Parmesan cheese. Now, I like using straight Romano. It's a little bit difficult to find in certain grocery stores, so I'm going to go ahead and with this today. But to me, the difference between Parmesan and Romano is Romano has a much sharper taste. Parmesan is a little bit more smoother, and in my mind, I liken it to mild cheddar cheese, as in the Parmesan, and sharp cheddar cheese, as in the Romano. But that's our secret ingredient, folks. So we're going to get started here, and basically we're just going to follow the instructions on the box, except for frying these ingredients here in front of us. So I'm going to go ahead and start with my mushrooms. I'm going to wash those real quick and begin to chop those up. So basically, when I dice these, the best I can. It's a little hard to dice an object that's not exactly round or square, but you get the point. Just little chunks. And that looks to be about a cup, so I'm gonna go with that. Maybe a little bit more than a cup, but that's fine. Next up, we're going to go with our onion. And I know in some of my other videos I've said that I like variety of onion slices in my dishes, but in this case I'm just going to go ahead and dice it all. I don't want a bunch of chunks of onion in my stuffing. And I am no professional, folks, so please excuse the knife skills. I just really like cooking. It's kind of zen for me. I've always liked cooking from an early age. Used to love watching all the cooking shows. There was a show called We're Cooking Now, which was one of the first shows I can remember, and that was on PBS. And then, of course, I'm not sure when Food Network came out, but when Food Network came out and started broadcasting, I would binge watch that channel. Unfortunately, life gets busier and I don't get to do as much cooking as I used to, but I still, anytime I can, I take advantage of it. Now, obviously, we're not going to use all that celery, but I don't know why anybody would spend the money on buying a heart of celery, because pull off the first couple layers of this and voila, there's your heart of celery. So usually I like to use the inner portions, and then I'll save this for like snacking, and I will just actually just cut straight through the root. That's how I get that out of there. Now, again, we're probably not going to use all of this, but I want to rinse it up. Now, I like the taste of celery, but I don't like to eat celery. Now, that sounds odd, right? But no, what I'm talking about is I don't like those stringy parts in there. So I cut my celery very fine. My grandmother used to just do slices, but then you get a whole chunk, and I don't like that. So so I do it really fine, like a real fine dice. Usually I'll take the stalk and cut the stalk in either, usually like threes. Just run it down. Run the knife down the length. And then dice that up. Don't be afraid to use the leaves. I break them up a little bit, but especially these, like the yellow ones, they're very tasty. So I'm gonna go ahead and use those. Okay, that should be enough celery there. So now what we're gonna do, we're gonna move on over to the handy dandy stove and start frying some of this up. Okay, be right back. All right, folks, we are back with the handy dandy Frigidaire range here. I really like this range a lot. So I'm going to start off with a little bit of olive oil on the bottom of my pan, and I'm just going to use the pot, the same pot we're going to make the stuffing in. I'm just going to use it to fry, and then we'll just put the liquid and then the stovetop stuffing right on top. So we'll show you how we put this together. So just a little bit of oil. Almost forgot my butter, but I don't like to fry with the butter because butter burns. So if I'm going to use butter, then I'm going to put it in last, just so I can control how much I cook it, because I don't want to accidentally burn it. So butter to me is for flavor, not necessarily for frying. So we're going to start with our harder vegetables first. We're going to do the onions and then the celery. So while that's heating up, we're going to go over the whole recipe now. I think I'm not sure if I was clear on it before. So we're going to do a cup of fried onion, a cup of fried celery, a cup of fried mushrooms. We're going to follow the instructions on the stovetop stuffing mix. We are going to add 1.5 cups. They call for water. In this case, I'm using chicken broth. And a 1/4 cup of margarine or butter. Friends, do not let friends eat margarine. We use butter. There's a 1/4 cup is a 1/2 stick. So I just went ahead and broke those up into 1/2 sticks. And then we bring that to a boil, and then we pour the stuffing mix in. Now, but before we do that, we're going to fry. Of course, we're going to fry our onion, we're going to fry our celery, we're going to fry our mushrooms. Then we're going to put the broth in, bring that to a boil. Once we get that to a boil, then we're going to go ahead and put in our, well, we'll put our butter in, and then we're going to also put in our cup of Parmesan Romano cheese, or Parmesan, whatever cheese you like there. But again, you'll like this. You don't want to necessarily fry these crispy, you just want to get them soft. I got a pretty good head start on the onions, so I'm going to go ahead with the celery. You want to stir this regularly. Obviously, you don't want anything burning to the bottom of the pan. It's okay to get a little bit of brown on those onions, but you don't want them crispy. You want them fried and soft. Same thing with the celery, although you're probably not going to get any brown on the celery whatsoever, but that's fine. Again, you just want to get these items soft. Yeah, it's coming along nicely, so I'm going to go ahead with my mushrooms. And they will cook up pretty quick. And go ahead with my butter now. Really, I'm just melting the butter. Again, I don't want to fry with the butter because I don't want it to burn. I'm going to go ahead with my chicken broth. Again, it calls for 1.5 cups. You go ahead and stir that in. And then you want to get that mixture to a boil. All right, folks, we have that to a nice rolling boil. So what we want to do at this point is go ahead with our cheese. So I'm going to go with, like I said, about a cup of this. Oopsie. That's about, it's a little more than cups. All right, so we got about a cup of cheese. We're going to go ahead and put that in. Continually stir this once we get that cheese in there, because you don't want it to clump up. And surprisingly, it's not going to clump up. Just keep stirring that. Let that return to a boil, which it has. Go ahead and pour in our stovetop. Mix that in, making sure that everything is evenly wet. and remove from the heat. Cover. And let that sit as per the instructions. Let it stand for 5 minutes and then fluff with a fork. And voila, there you have it, folks. Some kicked up stovetop stuffing. Now, you can eat it like this, perfectly fine. If it's Thanksgiving or Christmas, what I'm going to do, now the experts will tell you not to do this, but I love having stuffing in my bird. So I'm going to go ahead and stuff the bird. And then growing up, we had what we called wet stuffing and dry stuffing. So we had the stuffing that was in the bird, we called that wet. That was sought after. And then we had the dry stuffing. So whatever you have left, you can put it on the side, but you probably get most of it's in the bird. So now what I'm going to do is once 5 minutes is up, I'm going to transfer this into my storage tin. And actually, I'm having a Thanksgiving party at work tomorrow, so that's one of the reasons why I'm making this for our potluck. So thanks again, everybody. That's going to be it for tonight. Please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think of the dish. Let me know if there's other dishes you want me to try. Tell me what you might do, what your family traditions were. And if you do like movies and you like life tips, success tips, life hacks, please check out my other channel, which is the Movie NP, where I review movies and then give you the life hacks that we can learn from those films. Otherwise, we'll see you on the next dish. And my prescription is have 2 servings of this and call me in the morning. Bye.